After moving to Germany, you get 932 euros in your blocked account, and this amount is not sufficient for the cities like Munich, Hamburg, Berlin, due to which majority of an international students prefer to do the part-time jobs instead of asking money from their parents and family. So in this video, we are going to talk about everything related to the part-time jobs, taxes, rules and regulations, and most important, how much you can earn. So without any ado, let us get started. Now let us talk about why. So there are three major factors according to me. The first is not only it is going to add up to your savings, it might also help you to clear your bills and let you buy some things which are necessary for your course. Second is it is going to give you this exposure to the German work culture. It is not going to taught you about the regulation but also the taxation part. And third is most important, which is money management. So as an international student, you should be really aware that how to manage your money flow. Otherwise, at the end of the month, you might go bankrupt. So let us now talk about how much you can earn here. As a student, you're allowed to work 120 days in a full or 240 days in a half, and one German typical working day is to be considered as a 8 hours of working. So in a year you get to work 960 hours, and if you have some more working hours to do, in that case you need to contact your Ausländer Behörde and Agentur for Arbeit to get their approval, and if in rare case they approve your case, then you get to work more. Now talking about the minimum wages and taxation. So at this point the minimum wage is 12 euros an hour, and if you are working for a 520 euros, in that case you are not liable to pay the tax and social contribution. But if you are working more than 20 hours a week as a student, in that case you are liable to pay the health insurance, along with that nursing insurance, along with that unemployment insurance. So there are a lot of things are gonna hamper your earnings. So as a student, my strict advice is going to be sticking with the minimum working threshold at this point, which should be either 8 hours in a week or 20 hours in a week. Now let us understand the taxation and social contribution with one brief example. Let's suppose you got a part-time job here for 20 hours a week. So you will end up working close to 80 hours in a month. And if we multiply 80 hours with 12 euros as a minimum wage, by end of the month you will be earning close to 960 euros. But the trick here is, as a student you can also file for a taxation, and at the end of the year you might end up getting some money back what you have paid in your social contribution. So I strictly advise, and my recommendation would be to pay your tax and social contribution on time if you are working more than 520 euros in a month. Since we have discussed about the taxation, now let us talk about how you can earn this money. So at this point we have a lot of different options. The first is mini job. Under mini job you are strictly liable to get the 520 euros in a month, which is like 6,240 euros in a year. And on this type of job you really do not have to pay any tax and social contribution. Second are midi job. These are similar like a mini job, but you can earn more than 520 euros, and the maximum threshold is close to 1,600 euros in a month. On such jobs you have to pay the social contribution and tax, but you can also remember that you can file a tax as a student at the end of the year and try to get some money back what you have already paid. The most important part here is you can do the mini and midi job together, but you have to make sure that you do not cross the earning threshold which are set for the student. If you're crossing the threshold, then you need to inform your Ausländer Behörde and Agentur for Arbeit. Now we are going to talk about the heavy jobs. So heavy jobs are the one you usually find at the university. So as a librarian, student assistant, supporting staff, researcher, it could be anything. The most important part here is on the heavy jobs, the limitation of 120 days or 240 days in half, or 8 hours or 20 hours of working is not applicable. So you can work as much as you can, but these jobs are really difficult to find. For myself, I could not find one, then I had to go for a alternative part-time jobs. But I wish you all the best that you can find such jobs and get to more and earn more when you are here in Germany as a student. Now moving forward, we have the last options for the student is internship. So there are two types of internship. The first is voluntary internship, and the second is freiwillig internship or the mandatory internship. So the voluntary internship is really not a part of your curriculum. In that case, if you decide to go for this voluntary internship, whatever the threshold which is set for you of working days throughout this one calendar year will be applicable. So let's say if you got a voluntary internship, you started working, so every day will be deducted from your bucket. On the other hand, if you go for the mandatory internship, which is a part of your curriculum, in that case you do not have to worry about your working threshold because it is a part of your curriculum. So your working hours are not really applicable towards your mandatory internship. So my advice would be to go or search for a course which has a mandatory internship. On top of that, you can also search for a additional part-time job if you really have a time, but that could be also give you one helping hand and you can earn more here in Germany as a student. So well, that's all from my end and in this video. Also, if you want to know more how to find a part-time jobs here in Germany, then I have a playlist created for that. Also, I'm gonna attach the video link in somewhere here, I don't know, but you can also watch that video and look out for the part-time jobs opportunities. And if I have missed out on any part or anything, do let me know in the comment section so that I can make a new video on that topic. Until then, auf Wiedersehen.